Hey everyone, today on Classic Action Figures, we are going to be taking a look at the 2015 G.I. Joe Silent Strike. This set was released as the second part of the G.I. Joe 50th anniversary line. The first part came out in 2014 to celebrate 50 years of the G.I. Joe brand. The set contains a G.I. Joe Sky Striker along with two G.I. Joe figures and a Cobra HISS tank with two figures as well. I'll be splitting up the review in two parts. In the first part, we'll take a look at the box, the Cobra HISS tank, and the two Cobra Troopers, and in part 2, we'll take a look at the Sky Striker and the two Joes. First, let's take a quick look at the box. On the front, you can see a nice image of the Sky Striker in a nice dark metal gray color, along with an image of the Cobra HISS tank. We see the G.I. Joe 50th anniversary logo at the top. You can even see a silhouette of Snake Eyes, the Cobra HISS, a Skyhawk, and a Sky Striker. On the right side, there's a windowed area where you could see the 4 action figures that came with the package. And on the bottom left, we see the name of the set and the name for the two vehicles included in the box. On the back of the box, we see a cool picture of the actual toy vehicles, along with some inserts that explain some of the features found on the vehicles. And on the top of the box, we see another Joe 50th anniversary logo, along with an illustration of some Joes and a brief description that reads, "For over 50 years, G.I. Joe action figures have fired our imaginations with dangerous missions and exciting adventures as the G.I. Joe team battles Cobra villains." Alright, let's start by taking a look at the two Cobra Troopers. The two figures included are the Cobra HISS driver and the Cobra HISS gunner. They both have file cards that give some background information on them. There are actually two sets of file cards for each figure because they have multiple languages. They are done in French, Spanish, Portuguese, and English. The images on the HISS figure file cards are mirror images of each other, and that's because there really isn't much difference between these two figures. From the waist up, they have the same parts for the chest, arms, and head. Even the chest plate is the same. The only difference is that the HISS driver has orange and black legs, while the gunner has a combination of orange, silver gray, and black shin pads. They each come with their own stand, which is nice, and the stand has a gold relief of the Cobra sigil. The chest plates are removable, and to do this, you only have to remove the head first and pull off the tab on the side. You can then slide off the chest plate. You can also remove the belt and the straps that go on the legs by pulling the small tab on the back and pulling it off from the character. Each figure also comes with a revolver, and the driver has a small laser type of gun, while the gunner has what appears to be a pulse rifle. Both of these figures have great articulation, which is standard for most modern Joe figures. The head can move side to side and a little bit up and down. The arms can rotate, and they can also stretch out quite well. They can bend at the elbows about 70 degrees, and they can also rotate at the elbows, and the hands also rotate. They can rotate at the chest, and they also have a bit of an ab crunch here as well. The legs can extend far out in front and a little bit back as well. They have double jointed knees, and the feet can rotate and pivot up and down. The sculpt on the figures is quite nice, but the paint job is just too basic. The figure is just a generic orange color with a few black and silver parts used mainly on the face, gloves, and legs. The orange color goes along with the HISS tank colors, but there's really no weathering done, so it comes off looking a little too drab. The figures are able to hold their weapons quite well, but they don't have anywhere to store them physically. Now let's go ahead and check out the HISS tank. The vehicle does need to be assembled, but it's very easy to put together. This is mostly the same HISS tank that we've been getting in different colors since 1983. However, the original twin Diablo cannons have now been updated with a nicely done railgun system. This does make the turret a bit more modern looking, so I'm glad they gave us this change. The sculpting on these cannons is well done, and the silver with black accents used for it give it a high-tech look. The cannon turret can rotate 360 degrees, and you can also elevate the cannons for about 45 degrees. You can also remove the turret to reveal the inside of the tank, and you can actually store the guns and rifles for the figures here if you wish. Speaking of the vehicle color, some people don't like the orange color that was used for the HISS and figures, but I kinda like it since it goes together quite well with the Hazard Vipers that Hasbro released for the Pursuit of Cobra line. The tank also has an orange tinted canopy that unfortunately on my model, it doesn't quite close nice and tight. This issue was also reported by other people who bought the toy, so it's quite unfortunate that we're still having these issues on a toy that has been released multiple times for decades. The HISS also comes with quite a few stickers to apply, and the good thing is that they do give us different serial numbers so that you can personalize the vehicle. The stickers really add some extra touches to the panels inside of the cockpit and on the turret of the vehicle, as well as give us some nice accents to the body of the vehicle. The bottom of the tank has two rolling sets of wheels that allow the vehicle to move quite easily on a flat surface. I think it's too bad that Hasbro still hasn't given us a classic HISS tank with threads that work, or a battery-operated HISS tank that can stack up against the Mobat or the Mauler tanks. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the vehicle from a couple of different angles. So overall, the HISS tank and the two figures are decent updates, but I can see why some people who already have a HISS tank might be disappointed. This one doesn't offer much new and is done in a color that might not appeal to many people. Other than that, the only issue I have with this tank is that the canopy doesn't fully close properly, and also that the two figures in the set look kind of drab due to the lack of paint details. However, given the price point of the set, which was $60 when it was released, and the lack of new Joe toys in the last few years, I'm glad we got something for the 50th anniversary line. Check out part 2 of my review of this set for a look at the Sky Striker and the two Joe figures. Until next time, take it easy.